Hey guys, welcome to Detail TV. Today we're going to be reviewing Minimal from Greenway's car care products. Let's check it out. Alright, so Minimal is a rinseless wash product. It's highly dilutable, highly concentrated. This can be diluted down to half an ounce to 1 ounce per gallon of water. So that would be 256 to 1 or 128 to 1. Minimal's designed to work on a lot of different surfaces like paint, leather, plastic, vinyl, glass, and it even works as a great clay lube. And it's also silicone free, so it's body shop safe. Now, its versatility and dilutability is right in line with what we see from the other rinseless washes on the market, such as Optimum No Rinse, Wipeout by American Detailer Garage, and Echo by CarPro. Rinseless products have become very popular for essentially every surface just because of their modest cleaning ability, and they're not going to leave behind any harsh cleaners or chemicals or anything like that. Now, I'm sure that there are other options out there, but aside from this and the other ones that I mentioned, there really isn't a whole lot to choose from when you're looking for a rinseless wash like this. The rinseless market is still kind of a niche market, you could say. It has exploded a lot recently in the last few years, but you still have a lot of those skeptics that prefer to use a regular car soap or don't really trust in the rinseless system. I personally use a lot of rinseless product because I love the dilutability and just the great value that it adds with how many different surfaces it can be used on. So speaking about value, let's talk about price point for Minimal. Minimal comes in at $30.99 for a gallon. Now, as far as my research goes, that's pretty much the cheapest rinseless wash that you're going to get. One really cool thing that Greenways does offer is they offer these in smaller sizes. Obviously, what I have here is not a gallon size. This is an 8-ounce size that's going to run you $5.99. They also have a 16-ounce size, which is $9.99. And they have a 32-ounce size, which is $16.99. And I've also received word that they're adding a 4-ounce size, 64-ounce size, and a 5-gallon size for guys that really blow through a lot of product. Now, I think it's great that Greenways has these smaller size options. If you're a weekend warrior, you don't necessarily need a full gallon because, it could easily last you a few years if you're washing your car every other weekend or once a month or something like that. And it's also great for those guys that like to try it before they buy it. An 8-ounce, like I said, is only $5.99, so you're not really putting out a lot of investment to try out a product and see if it fits your needs. Personally, with me being a professional detailer, I'll typically only buy products in sizes of gallons if I know I'm going to use it a lot. But again, this is great for those weekend warrior guys, or, like myself here, where I'm just going to test a product, and see how I like it. So some quick notes about Minimal. It has a great berry scent to it. It's nothing that's really overwhelming. It's not going to give you a headache, if you're using it all day long. But if you like working with products that smell good, this is going to fit the bill for you. One thing that really did surprise me was as I was prepping my wash bucket and diluting this into the water really didn't change any color. So, typically when you're using a rinseless product, for example, ONR or Wipeout, the water becomes that bluish color as you dilute it into it. Now, I'm not really saying that's a bad thing. It really didn't bother me at all. But I know for, some people this may be an issue, especially if you're doing fleet work. I know some guys prep a lot of buckets. It's not going to be easy for you to distinguish whether or not the bucket's been prepped. So just something to keep in mind. Again, for me and my uses, I'm usually emptying my bucket after every wash. So, it really doesn't make a big difference for me, but just something to keep in mind. So overall, performance-wise, I thought that Minimal did very well. It handled light dirt and grime on the exterior pretty much as I expected. This isn't going to be a heavy tar or bug guts remover, so you're still going to want to have those dedicated products for those certain scenarios. I thought it did really well on glass and also made a great clay lube. Now for glass and clay lube, I used it at 32 to 1, and on glass I really didn't see much of a streaking, and as a clay lube it had great lubricity. Now I will say that I don't think it has quite the cleaning ability that Wipeout does, but again, for the entry price here, this is almost half the price, I believe, so just something to keep in mind. One important thing to note is that this is strictly a cleaner. There are a lot of products out there that are wash and wax and, contain some sort of protective quality in it. This does not. So if you're looking for something that's, going to clean and protect at the same time, this is not going to be the best option for you. But if you're someone that likes to add a separate LSP after they finish cleaning the car, this is going to be a good option to go with. There's not going to be any waxes in here that's going to prohibit your separate LSP from behaving accordingly. Now I use this product on quite a few maintenance details that I did. Typically for the harsher areas of the vehicle like the wheels, I just let a towel soak in the bucket for a little bit, wring it out till it was pretty dry, and then wipe down the wheels. And it did a pretty good job at removing, the light brake dust and things like that. Now, of course, in true rinseless fashion, I had to try this on the interior, and I tested it on pretty much every surface, and it handled really well. Now, of course, this isn't going to be a product for heavy staining or grease removal, so you're still going to want that APC handy. But if you're using it for just a light dust cleanup, this is a great option. Now, this does leave just a matte finish, so it's great for guys that want to come back with a separate dressing and apply a shine that way. Just like most of the other rinseless products on the market, this really isn't going to replace any one product entirely, but it combines a lot of products into one that, depending on what you're working on, can really become the sole product for many cases. As I've been saying, you're still going to want dedicated cleaners and protectants and things like that for those separate scenarios. But overall, like I said, I thought Minimal handled really well, especially when you consider the price per gallon. So what's the verdict? Honestly, Minimal is a great product that does exactly what I expected it to do. With a great entry price and the smaller size options, it's a really attractive product for guys that are either on a budget or those who really don't want to purchase a gallon. It may not have quite that high of cleaning ability such as some of the other ones that are on the market, but the product definitely earns a spot on the shelf. Thanks for checking out the review, guys. If you've ever used Minimal, make sure to comment below on your thoughts about the product. And if you have any questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them as quick as possible. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.